Nouns, noun phrases, and expanded noun phrases. What's this all about? So let's look at nouns first. With nouns, there are many different types, but for now, I'm just going to focus on common nouns and proper nouns. So we're going to take this idea of person, place, and thing, and we're going to look at some common nouns. Let's take a person, a singer. This is just a generic singer, could be any singer, I don't know. Singer, lowercase s in the English language. Let's take a town, could be any town in the world. It's a generic town, lowercase t. Let's take boat, it could be any boat in the world. It's a generic boat, a lowercase b. In the English language, when we're talking about a generic noun, where there's many of them, and we're not talking about a very specific one-of-a-kind version of that thing, it is a common noun, and we use a lowercase letter on that word. So what about a proper noun? Well, when it's a proper noun, these things have gone through what I like to call a bit of a naming ceremony, where it becomes that one and only version of that noun. So for instance, if we take a singer and we name that singer, we call her Lady Gaga. One day Lady Gaga sat down and said, I shall call myself Lady Gaga. And ever since then, she has become a proper noun because she's the one and only Lady Gaga. She gets a capital L. She gets a capital G because that is a proper noun. Let's think about a town, many towns in the world, but if we think about a very specific one-of-a-kind town, Blackpool. Blackpool is one place in Lancashire, and because of that, it gets a capital B. Then we move on to a boat, any boat, generic, common noun, but to make it a proper noun, we take something like Titanic. It was named Titanic for a reason, and it gets a capital T for Titanic. Those are our common and proper nouns. Common, they are general, generic versions of the nouns of these people, places, and things. And proper nouns, they are the one-of-a-kind, one and only, specific names of people, places, and things. So let's move then on to other types of noun. What about noun phrases? A noun phrase is when we add to that noun. So in Maria pushed the pram, I already have a noun phrase here because we're not just saying Maria pushed pram, we're saying the pram. The use of the article the is determining which pram, the pram. We could add more to it. Maria pushed the purple pram. That adjective has been added again, just like the determiner, to modify the noun, and so we've got an even larger noun phrase. Some people call this an expanded noun phrase. That isn't actually a real term. Noun phrase is when we talk about expanding upon it, we just talk about adding more to it, even further than just a determiner. Then on top of that, we could add extra information after the noun as well. So Maria pushed the purple pram with black handles. Here I've added the extra part afterwards, which is a preposition phrase with black handles, and I've detailed more about that pram once again. Those words with black handles, what are they telling us more about? The pram. And so if those words are telling us more about the pram, which is a noun phrase, it must therefore be acting adjectively. And that's what that's doing. That preposition phrase is acting adjectively to add detail to the pram. So, in short, a noun is that single word that we start with. It can be common or proper. We can expand upon that to include things like determiners and adjectives or preposition phrases to make noun phrases. In the national curriculum, they're called expanded noun phrases when at least a single adjective or a post-modifying prepositional phrase has been added to the noun. As long as you have got that, you have got an expanded noun phrase.